Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Blunders and Bothwellians, the Wounded Witch edition. We are a group of players who met at Bothwell School of Witchcraft, a LARP in the UK, which we thoroughly recommend and thoroughly enjoy. See us, spread the love, and join in lots of LARP events because they're awesome. We are currently with the Sunday party, the Adventuring Associates. They are a band of miscreants who have somehow found themselves down in the Underrealm below Mercer. They are in there looking to retrieve an item for essentially a deity called Ahale, who they have aligned themselves with through various different circumstances, and she is aiding them on some of their missions. They unfortunately lost their tour guide, a lovely demon boy called Brakenz. Now, he was going to lead them down to Ahale, the layer where this item was supposed to be hidden. Unfortunately, he said that he was the true prince of Ahale, and while he was trying to lead them down there, he was captured by demons, who work for his other brothers, who are also princes and claiming the throne for their own, and he was carried away before he could tell the party where to go. So unfortunately, they wound up on the plane of Qualar, which is the layer of hell that they did not want to be in. Essentially, it was icy and cold, and they ended up penetrating their way through an icy fortress, befriending some floofs, avoiding essentially a demon Brexit. And they found their way to repairing some portals that had been shut off, and they managed to step through the right one, and they have all now found themselves on the appropriate layer of Ahale. And this is where we shall be picking up today. Now, the players are ready to go.
No.
Hello!
Hello.
Hey.
Hello!
Hello.
So, you guys have all stepped through this portal, which was purple, and you have arrived on the plane of Ahale. Cass has led you, and Anna has her little floof called Jiggly, who is with her, who has been convinced to come on an adventure. And you guys all step out. Now, the layer of Ahale, Cass, you know you're on the right place because the book described it a little bit, and it matches the description, plus the portal you went through was the correct colour. This is the layer of Pride, and boy oh boy does it show. It is sky to floor, red and orange, like the sky itself is made of flames, and the ground is rock and stone. But a lot of it has been whittled down into paths winding around. All the buildings are almost regal looking, even the smaller ones. And you see...
Rosie.
Yes?
Do we see any cast pink glitter?
Any what? Sorry, you cut out that bit.
Do we see any castles with pink glitter?
Sure, why not?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure, his castle has glitter. Why not? I will approve this with him later. Which means I'll just tell him it happened and he'll just have to agree. Which is hilarious. Okay, so yes, in the distance as you're looking around, you see an ornate palace. It is made of dark obsidian, rock and stone and marble, all entwined into beautiful designs. So it looks as if there is silver flames licking up from the bottom. And even the windows themselves are like...
Glitter.
With pink glitter. Around each window is pink glitter. The flag flying from it is pink glitter. And the path leading up to it is not a yellow brick road, it is a pink glitter road, which starts in the centre of the, essentially, city that you're seeing now.
Yeah.
Why is Gareth sending me messages? I don't like it. Okay, that was cool. I like that.
I thought you might.
Are you sharing it to the group? Because I think you should now. Also, yes, for the RuPaul Drag Race throwing pink glitter everywhere gif. Yes!
I don't know how to share it to the group.
If you're on your phone, click the little plus button and it'll take you through your pictures and you can share it.
Right, but I don't have Discord on my phone.
In which case, I will put it in the Discord for you.
Thank you.
It's okay. So yes, why not? I will change that small detail that I hadn't worked on. Sure, yes, there is a pink glittery flag and a pink glittery path leading up to it, with specks of purple in it as well. So it's pink glitter with touches of purple everywhere, because why would there not be? And yeah, it's a fairly obvious palace, essentially. Not just castle, oh no, palace. And I am sending Gareth's thing now. There we go. So, you guys, essentially in front of you there is a city. Beautiful. As you're looking at it as well, you can see Kess. If you told everybody about this, then they would recognise it. If not Kess, you would recognise it. Dotted about throughout the city, there seem to be meeting places, and where other cities may have town halls or parks and benches, what you can see is big circular portal-like things that are in the ground, edged in silver with pink and purple glitter now, because of course why not? And groups of creatures are gathered around, peering down into the world. Most of the creatures you can see have horns and are very handsome. This looks like a very, very demon-inhabited layer.
I mean, we are in the underworld, so what do we expect other than demons? But yeah, I don't think Tess has told us about only come to layer. Tess is not a nice person.
What are you talking about? Kess is lovely. When she's not being infuriated by happy things glitter or the sky.
She's lovely unless she's away.
She's right at home here.
Yes, Kess, I'm not sure how you'll feel about the pink glitter. So, what would you guys like to do?
I guess it's time to go to... wait, Rosie, can you remind me how far it is? Fine.
Say that last bit again.
Please pronounce the name. What is our goal, Rosie? It's to find not Ahale, right?
No. You could, if
yes,
you want,
we must
you can
find not Ahale.
If you want, you can look for Brakenz. The last time you saw him was on layer 1, and he got carried away by demons. You can look for him if you want. He may be able to help you to get to where you're going. You guys have had an item described to you, but you're trying to retrieve it for Ahale and everybody.
Oh, does my book say anything about the item?
No. Not that you can see, no.
Do we have any information which part?
From what you've been able to read, and from what Ahale and her followers could tell you, they believed it to be on this layer in Ahale, and the last place it was put or seen was in the hoard beneath the palace.
So all we have to do is go into this like demonic castle to steal their treasure in front of all of those demons. Sounds good.
Yeah. How about I look like a demon from this plane now, so I will change my spell to look like one of the demons. So pride.
Okay. Would you like to be male or female?
Let's be female for now.
Female.
Just to mix. A female demon.
Okay. Cass, you have a look around, and to fit in with the demons here, you grow a little shorter than you were before. Your form becomes very curvaceous and sort of human, but there are hints that it's not. You grow beautiful round horns. You grow shorter because I say so.
Okay.
You shrink shorter. There you go. There's some fighting going on in character chat now. So Kess starts to grow, and then her body realizes, actually, no, I'm going to get shorter, so she shortens herself. Long, dark red hair, reddish tint to your skin, curly horns, and a tail.
Okay.
I feel like I should point out to the not Vitheritas, not Needles, the indie, that Kess is now very attractive. And leave that there.
Oh my god! It's happening again!
Just stop transforming into things, Cass. It goes terribly wrong.
Can we go one session without trying to make Kess bangable?
Hey, it takes effort, okay?
A lot of effort.
Yeah, to actually be able to bang Cass, the undecided AC is set to about 45.
Which also requires a 1-inch thick condom.
So,
Or divine protection.
Oh wait, how would that work in this case? Because the other, like in
Right,
these,
I immediately regret my question. This is a whole other rabbit hole that we might be going down now.
that is fine. So in the meantime, Indy has checked out the new form.
I regret everything.
Great, you'll be fine. So you have been whistled at by Indy, Kess. But looking around, you do match a lot of the sort of the demons here and the general look and appearance. So you've got that. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Oh dear. So God, 77 gifts aside. So Cass, are you walking towards the palace? You said, I believe, was the last thing that I talked about that was actually sensible.
I don't know. I mean, the last thing I heard you say that was sensible was, "Hi, my name's Rosie."
So that was a long time ago, dude. Long time ago.
I never heard you say anything sensible.
No, I never have, and I never will.
That was about 6 years ago now.
I believe the first thing I said to you was, "Hi, I'm going to play Ford Prefect," but that's a whole nother rabbit hole, so we're not going to go down that one. Anyway, Cass, you look and you can see a path that goes into the centre of the city and comes back out and leads you up towards the pink, sparkly path that leads you towards the palace.
I still have the googles on, right? It's not too sparkly.
Yes, you have your Googles on, so it's not... That was the best gif ever. It's the distracted boyfriend gif with Indy in the middle as the boyfriend, Arissa looking askance, and Kess walking past in her new form, and Indy being like, damn! But it's okay because Arissa has Brakenz, so it's fine. Somewhere in another multiverse, Varric shivers in his sleep.
Yup.
You head on down this path. You get a few looks, like sideways glances, but because you're with a demon, aka Cass, no one seems to question you. You don't see very many other races here. The occasional tiefling who looks as if they are in servitude to a demon. Several of them wearing chains that bind their hands but not their feet, who follow behind some of the demon ladies. And a few
Only humans and tieflings go to hell.
This is not quite hell.
This is the Underrealm.
Yeah, all right.
This is the Underrealm. This is homebrew territory
right.
now.
In the same way that Heffel from Dragon Ball Z wasn't hell, but it was.
Well, this is one of them, essentially. There are many bad places you could end up. This is one of them. And for some people it's bad, and for some people it's not so bad. If Kess continues to read her book, she can find out about one particular layer that is not so bad at all. Not so bad at all.
Is she going to find the lust layer?
Essentially, there is a layer that is just called the layer of sex. So, yeah.
Oh my.
So you can look at that one later.
Sounds like a good next stop.
That's lost, isn't it?
To be fair, going by most of the LARPers I know, that's just a bad thing to have in this thing, because everyone is just going to make a beeline for
Yes, but fortunately for you, you don't know which colour portal will take you there yet.
We'll run into random portals until we're there.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Cass is not nice enough share with you anything that she doesn't eat.
Sorry, guys. I tried.
It's too bad that Cass has. She's too sour.
As you move through this city, I'm just going to breeze past that. As you move through this city, you do see some humanoid shapes as well. And you see people who look as if they were once human, maybe half-elf. And they look as if they are in more servitude than the tieflings. The tieflings seem to hold a slightly higher stance, but only just. These are very thin, very haggard, human-looking creatures. And they are all chained in lines, and they follow behind different people. Some of them holding up clothes and robes. Some of them doing various tasks and things. Some of them are carrying around demons on their backs, and some of them appear to be being used for sport in various different pits. As you walk through, you can also see down into the pink and purple sparkled silver ring-shaped portal-looking things. They look down and they're almost like windows into various different worlds. And you recognise a place that looks as if it might be somewhere in Mercer, and a lot of the demons are crowded around. They seem to be placing bets, elbowing each other, nudging and pointing down and just peering at the world.
Can I look through that one specifically? See
The Mercer one?
they're betting on? Yeah.
Sure, have a look. Do me an intelligence check.
Just intelligence?
Just intelligence for now.
16.
Okay. As you're looking at it, you start to realise that you can't look at it straight on. If you literally just look straight down into it, you see sort of smoke and fog. And looking around at the other demons, you realise you have to sort of come at it from an angle, almost catch it off guard, if that makes sense. You can't deliberately look at it. You have to focus your mind, and as you look down again with new focus, shapes start to come into view. Do me a history check.
Okay, that went about as well as it could.
What did you get? Not natural one. Okay. You see a place that as far as I remember from your story, you wouldn't have been. So the only thing that makes you believe it's Mercer is just the layout of the countryside. It looks fairly human and rural, but it's on the edge of a country. It's quite near the coast. And you can see demons nudging each other and laughing. And you see a huge crater. It's the size of a city. And it looks as if it's sort of smoking, and a big black ooze of something is pouring out over the edges of this crevice. And the demons are laughing at this. But you don't recognise where it is. Yes, it is Laylee. Out of character, yes.
Nice.
And, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't believe Errol has ever been there, so...
Nope. Yeah. He has no fucking clue.
Yeah. It looks humanish, though, so you may not care.
To be fair, the only reason I'd care is to stay away from...
Good
because,
point.
ew, humans.
So yeah, you is that your face just huh?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys, is there anything else you guys would like to look at or look for or do as you're moving through this city?
Can you remind me what my book said about this player again? Because I in between sessions
Yes, I can. So this layer the layer of Ahale, is the layer of Pride, as you are aware. It is mostly inhabited by demons, sometimes exclusively but for people that they bring in, either as slaves or servants. Most are brought here for torture or for fun. These demons think themselves above all others. Most enjoy tricking mortals into deals, making them worship them, making them do things for them, and various other endeavours. They exist in a land where the buildings are silver and obsidian. The air glistens with flames all around, from the sky down to the ceiling. From the sky to the ceiling. From the sky to the floor. There you go. The buildings are grand and ornate, with intricate details put in. This is the layer of Pride. They take pride in everything from their appearance to where they live. There are large holes and pits in the ground, where they peer into other realms and spy, looking for their next prey and to see the outcome of various different endeavours and deals. They trade souls and items they have tricked out of others. It is currently ruled over by 8 demon brothers. I will list off all their names if you would like, but don't worry about spelling them, I will chuck them in. The 8 demon brothers are Pa, Riddick, Azo, Macau, Kayak, Sa, Thunte, and Niet. Rumours abound that whisper of a 9th brother, Brakenz, who went missing some 500 years ago. But the brothers forbid talk of this, saying they were abandoned by a mortal-loving dimwit, or, some rumours say, he was banished by the shadow himself.
I wonder what happened this year.
I wonder if he found himself trapped in a magic school.
Yeah, why would that happen there?
Okay, I'm not staying completely canon to Bothwell, it's fine.
Yeah, if only he could come back.
Well, one of them might. So, as you're moving through this city, oh my god. I love all this gift. All humans must die, and another button that says, Arissa is human. And then a sweaty boy. What do you want?
It's difficult to choose.
Oh dear. So, you guys walk past this. Again, you get some odd looks, but as soon as they spot that you are being accompanied by Kess and her demon form, they look away and go about their own business. Would
Okay,
any...
I guess it was a good call to pretend to be a demon.
It was a very good call to pretend to be a demon. You have no idea how good that call was. Would any of you who are not Kess like to roll me a perception check, please?
Yes.
Perception is that.
Fuck, not one.
Not
Yeah, you're so distracted by that portal.
Indy got a 10 and so is staring at Kess's backside. That is fine. Okay, so Arissa and ooh, well done, Belgraph. And Errol, you got a nat 1, so we just
scaly ass.
so you're just a little confused by the whole thing and flying along, trying not to be seen. You're flying along, making no noise and pretending you don't exist, essentially. So the rest of you, you guys, none of the demons make eye contact with you. They look through you, they look above you, they pay you not a great deal of mind now that they've seen you're with another. However, the human and tiefling servants and slaves do. The tieflings look down upon you slightly, as they are being treated infinitely better than a lot of the others. The humans look at you with sad eyes, a lot of them looking haggard and worn and scared. And through what their non-verbal communication can tell you, they have a mixture of pity for you, fear, and some of them are almost trying to silently warn you that it only gets worse from here.
Arissa waves cheerily at everyone.
They blink.
Sorry,
very
what was that?
confused.
I said Arissa waves cheerily at everyone.
You get blinks, blank stares, and a lot of confused looks as they hurriedly look away, so as not to be spotted associating with someone quite so strange. You guys do hear a commotion, however, and slowly through the city, a rumble of gossip starts to spread. Can anybody here speak Infernal or Abyssal?
You see, that's the one problem with my plan.
Yeah,
Would primordial work?
You can understand touches, but not a great deal. Does anybody speak Infernal or Abyssal?
Nope.
I mean,
I've got Undercommon. Is that even kind of close?
On another layer, it would have helped.
Damn bollocks.
Down here, not so much. Between the Undercommon and the Primordial, you probably managed to get not words as such, but you understand like the gist of how, like the tone of voice. It's different when you're speaking in Infernal or Abyssal and Primordial as well. Like the inclination.
Well, now it would just feel like you're splitting hairs.
It's just about. And so, from the tone of voice, most people seem to be they're talking about something serious, and they're talking, a lot of them are excited, a lot of them are shocked, like this is big, but you cannot understand what they're saying.
I would like to cast Comprehend Languages.
Yeah!
Just on your
Please
stealth,
cast that
or
on me. Please cast that
I
on
think it's
me.
a stealth thing.
in which case, Arissa, you can understand what is being said.
Yeah, it says range self.
Yeah, that is fine. How long does it last? Remind me, because I haven't got it in front of me. And you've probably got it close to hand.
Lasts 1 hour.
1 hour. Okay, cool. I was hoping you were going to say a minute, because that would be very boring. Okay, so, Arissa, you can hear this gossip. And you hear the name Brakenz a lot. You hear people talking about he's back, he exists, he's alive, what are the brothers gonna do? And you hear people talking about they're mad, they're crazy, they are angry as hell, there's gonna be a fight, there's gonna be a war for the crown, there's gonna be a war, there's gonna be an all-out battle. And again, there's a combination of responses to this. Some are just like placing bets instantly. Some are going, cool. And some are going, oh shit, and have different alliances to different brothers. And everybody starts to get up and head straight towards the palace.
Well, to be honest, it looks like this is the best time to go to the palace. How about we just... Never... Casual.
I guess it's gonna act nonchalant.
Yeah, casually walk into the palace. My breath.
Okay, are you all gonna follow and go up to the palace?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Or at least I am.
Yeah.
Oh, and I think while on the way, Tess will make sure to kind of like whisper to the rest of the group, stay close, and if questioned, act like they are her servant.
I'll just hide in, like, Arissa's hair again.
Okay.
Also, is there any way to help Cass comprehend Infernal? This will fail. badly.
I mean, Arissa could just walk next to Kess and whisper things and just be like,
Okay.
alright, the same as...
Yeah.
Let's do that.
See, I don't want to tell you this, but the DM in me has so many ideas, and it's just like, you could be the servant who speaks for her because she cannot be bothered to speak anymore.
Exactly.
She's quirky, it's weird. I mean, I'm quirky, I'm weird, he says. Okay. Okay, so, you guys, following up, you go up through the city and you join the pink, glittering, sparkling path. You head along it, following the group, sticking together as best you can, being buffeted back and forth, and you reach the huge, huge gates to this palace. Now, this palace is ridiculous. Like, the double doors you would normally get into a castle would extend up, maybe into the first floor. These gates can fit 20 people abreast inside, and they would go up to about the 3rd story. And they are huge, again, ornate, decorated, entwined with flame designs, and these flame designs have pink glitter in them as well, because fuck it, why not, we're on this now. And as you enter inside, the huge amount of hubble and bustle continues, and everyone pushing forwards and inside. Inside, again, is ginormous, a huge entrance hallway. The ceiling is as high as a 3-story house. It is as big as a mansion would be in sort of this world, like just the entrance hall. It's pretty grand. Everything is ornately carved. Even the floor has intricate designs. You can see things written in Infernal and Abyssal, a sort of combination of the two. And it has drawings.
I can't read any of this.
It has drawings of, it has engravings of what looks like demons and devils being bowed to by various other creatures, and pacts being made and things like that. You follow the hubbub through a long, very sharp turning corridor, and you get up a flight of stairs into what is essentially a gallery. It's a very long gallery with seats that rise up, and you are quite late to this. Everyone else has got there first. You're with the last group, and so you have to stand quite close to the front. There are raised seats going back like a theatre, and you essentially are in the standing pit, but it is quite close to the front. And you can look out through huge floor-to-ceiling windows, and they're looking down. There's no glass in them, and they look down over a balcony into a huge arena with a silver floor that almost mirrors and sparkles. And you can see a throne on the opposite side. It's silver and pink and purple and entwined. And where the seat is, there are 2 huge pink fluffy cushions. It is currently empty, and there are 8 various different sized and shaped demons who all have huge horns. Some have wings, some are flying without them, most have tails, and they are all hovering in the air around this throne. And you see, being brought in shackles into the middle of this arena, escorted by very large winged creatures, is Brakenz. You'll recognise. He is dragged and dumped into the middle of this arena, and he is forced by a spell that the 8 brothers cast upon him. You hear them muttering again in languages you don't understand, except Arissa. You, from this distance, can't hear all of it, but essentially the gist of it is you are a weakling. You will remain on your knees before your brothers. And he, quite obviously, cannot rise from his knees. And there he stays in the middle of the arena. Around you, in this huge gallery that spans around the arena, every demon and creature around you is either cheering. They're all cheering, but some are cheering for Brakenz and some are cheering for the brothers. Fights break out just behind you. There's scuffles and disagreements. In fact, let me just see. Who wants to be on the ends? So who's going to be essentially in the, like you're at the front or the back, who wants to be in the position of potentially guarding the party? No one? Excellent.
I'd like to
I'm a dude in a robe. That does not sound like a job for me.
So, yep, I'm in the middle.
I just want to protect Jiggly.
Okay.
I'd like to fly above the party.
Okay. In which case,
Well, thank you. You're useless.
I'm actually providing an escape plan.
You know what, I'll
I mean,
make
we
it
don't
fairer.
technically have a warrior, do we?
I'll make it fairer. Okay. Could Arissa and who was? I'll roll this one. So Arissa and Ariel, could you just do me a dexterity, just a check?
Yeah, of course.
Jesus, Ariel, all right? Bloody hell. Okay. So both of you, yeah, that's fine. So both of you managed to just duck or flutter out of the way in time as a head flies past you, and it falls down and tumbles down into the hallway. It's the result of an argument a few rows up just behind you, where two creatures, one that looked bony and spiny and was tall and lanky, has just sliced the head off a woman he was arguing with, and her body has now fallen and been feasted upon by a few other demons around her, and her head goes doo 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 doo. Indy, you're picking up the head. That's fine.
She's just studying it for a minute.
Okay. This is well, as you look at it, actually, as you look it up, you're going to sort of pick it up by the hair, or are you just going to hold it in your hands?
Yep.
Okay. As you're holding it, the beautiful face, its beautiful demonic face, curled horns, becomes less beautiful visibly as you're holding it. The jaw slack drops open, several teeth fall out from the back, and the face becomes more gaunt and bony and looking more and more dead every second. The eyes become sunken in, and then the skull is just exposed, and it's just grey and red and gross in your hand, dripping dark red blood down onto your arm.
She doesn't seem all that fazed by it, and with a small smirk, hands it onto the skeleton to carry.
The skeleton puts it under his arm and carries it like a rugby ball. Okay.
Cass will say, well, it seems like this sort of distraction is the best time for us to move around. So yes, I'm saying that go to that place where that thing is to be.
I may have a plan for getting in there once we find out where it is.
Oh right, there was that. Is there anything in my book on where the treasure?
Not specifically. It says the hoard is beneath the palace.
Indy will just smile at Kess and go, well, we could always ask, and she just gestures at the head.
Yes, I guess, how about we just speak with the dead?
Talking.
Well, Balgrad, do you just want to walk around here for an eternity?
How far down is...
I mean,
How far down's the throne from where we are?
The throne is on the opposite side. It's about 120 feet away from you.
Okay.
So, Rosie, to talk to the skeleton, can I cast a talk with that spell?
You can do. Yes.
So I can do that. I don't want to do it. I should have a speak with Dad. I do.
Okay.
So it lasts for 10 minutes.
Yep. Are you going to do it then, Kess, as opposed to Indy?
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
Oh no! Sorry, actually, that's because it says that the corpse can't be undead.
Sorry, that's a valid question, Rosie. Do I have any of my person-sized sacks left over?
You didn't use all of them, did you?
I can't remember.
I don't think you did. I think I'll say you've got one, potentially.
As far as I know, we only left one behind us because we released the students.
Yeah, and you threw one at the
true, 'cause
headmaster.
I left the one on the headmaster, but I'm fairly certain after we used all of them in the town, we would have gotten them out at some point. So
yeah, I'll say you've definitely got at least 3 then, yeah. Uh-oh.
So yes, Timo, I still have my person-sized sacks.
Good. Now part 2. We should fetch you a pet demon lord.
That's not how pets work.
They do if you convince them enough.
I guess. Yeah, the problem with the spell, Rosie, that it can only be cast on like a normal corpse. That.
As opposed to just a head. I mean, you could try it.
But what sort of skeleton is it? Is it just a normal corpse?
So between you, you've got a demon head and you've got a skeleton.
Yeah, there's 2.
Okay, so the demon head is just a normal dead demon?
It's, as normal as a severed head demon can get, as far as you can see.
Okay, then it will work. I thought it was just an undead skeleton. I got confused.
Well, you've also got a skeleton with you, but currently in your hand, not in your hand, in Indy's hand, you have a
okay.
head.
I'm happy to talk to it if Indy doesn't want to.
Indy just holds the head up and goes, "All yours." You're the one with questions.
Right. So before I ask the questions, Rosie, just to confirm, we are looking for the treasury, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I will cast the spell.
Okay. The shrunken head regains some of its beauty, and the mouth sort of like reseals itself, and the eyes sort of stare blankly towards you.
Okay, and I can ask it up to 5 questions.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I will have Arissa ask the questions because I don't have Infernal.
That's fine.
I mean, I don't speak Infernal, I just understand it.
Uh-oh.
There goes our plan.
Well, you can try speaking in common and see if it responds. And Arissa, you could translate.
Ayo.
Okay. Right.
Did that work?
So the question is that we are for this palace treasure, where can we find?
Under the palace.
How far below?
But where is the entrance to the treasure within the palace?
All they ever told us is it's marked with runes on the door.
What kind of...
A puzzle.
Anyone has other ideas for questions, and I'm not asking this question.
How far below is it?
Okay.
It extends for miles, apparently.
And where can we find the doors that have this puzzle?
In the lowest corner of the palace.
Okay, that works.
And after
Thank you.
answering your last question, before you can say thank you, the head once again turns back
Dies
to its
again.
haggard, dead... Yeah, it dies again, there you go. Its haggard state returns to it.
It returns to being... Okay. I think this was useful. So I guess let's go to the deepest corner of the palace, right?
Rosie,
Hmm?
how thick have the walls been that we passed to get into the castle so far?
Quite big. They are probably... I'm trying to think of this in centimetres. Would you rather have it in centimetres or metres?
No, the spell is in feet, so if
In
it's
feet, that's fine. I forget the whole D&D world is in feet. Let me just measure it out. So, a normal wall would be... so... probably about 3 to 4 foot deep, because of how intricate they are and how well fortified, that's the word.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, Indy, are you giving the head back to the skeleton to carry?
No, she's just tied it back to her belt,
Okay.
using the hair.
Obviously. Okay. So yeah, what would you guys like to do?
Well, I guess we're just looking for the deepest corner of the palace, right?
Yep.
So we're just looking for any sort of stairs that lead downstairs, or any map.
Okay.
Can I make sure to stealth as much as possible while we go towards the deepest corner?
You can do if you like. Do me a stealth check, but in a minute actually, I'll tell you when. So, are you guys going to leave the viewing gallery that everyone is on right now?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You don't seem to cause too much fuss as you do this, because most demons are still trying to push forward to get a better space. As you move backwards, a bit like when you're at the front of a gig and everyone starts to move forwards around you, no one really cares where you're going as long as you get gone. And immediately your spaces are filled and taken by cheering and jeering demons and creatures. You move your way to the side of the room where you can see the hallway curls downwards. And rather than stairs, you find a winding slope that leads you down and back into the main huge corridor you found yourselves in just before as you came in. The front doors to the palace are now shut. There's no one really around down here. You can see a hallway that extends quite a long way and another archway and what looks as if another slope that will take you downwards. I assume you follow it.
Yes, and I would think so.
I'll follow along as well.
And Jiggly bounces alongside you, looking around, sort of like, cool. I've never been down this far before. And
I want to pick him up and carry him.
okay.
I want to carry him on my hip.
Okay. Like a washerwoman with a fluffy basket, you carry Jiggly on your hip. As you're walking down, you pass a pet shop. No, I'm kidding. You guys go down the slope, and it curls like a spiral staircase would, but huge and vast, and no stairs. There is an ornate handrail that you can grip if you like as you walk down, and you arrive on the floor below. You can smell strange things, dried blood. Some sort of sour smell hangs in the air. And as you move on further down these corridors, you realise this is probably where they cook things. And it doesn't smell very appetising. You can sort of smell, Indy in particular, you can smell death and undead, and it's a strange, unsettling feeling. But you keep going, and you find another sloping staircase that leads you down.
Rosie, do I feel any souls?
Not down here. Everything down here is long dead.
Okay.
You head on down again, and again, and again. And you find that as you get deeper into the palace, it's still ornate, it's still beautiful, but it's less well kept up. And you find that this must be the place where some sort of household staff must sleep. Creatures who are paying off a debt, Arissa. You can read this written on the walls and the floors. It's, again, ornately decorated with pictures inscribing what sort of people stay here. These are people who, they could be fallen demons who've had an argument or on the wrong side of a discussion, or who've made themselves known for not the good reasons. And this is where they work off their debt to one another by serving each other down here. And it's also pointed out in the wall scripture that if a demon pisses off another particular demon and the other demon is found to be in the right, the punished demon will be set to serve the person they wronged. So it's doubly harsh as well. You continue to go downwards and further downwards until you arrive in a long, narrow, dark corridor, lit only by pink glittering torches at regular intervals on the walls. And as you sort of stumble into 2x2 file and walk down, you find a door. It is not as big as the other doors. It is probably only about 7 feet high, and you can see it has some sort of runes written on it. And I am going to share a picture of what this looks like.
Rosie, what is the door made out of?
Do an investigation check.
Oh.
Can I check for that as well?
Sure.
No,
Investigation, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
14.
I got...
Okay.
It's made out of door.
It is made out of what looks like a similar substance to the palace itself. It is heavy and solid and black. And if you run your fingers across it, or if you tap against it, you can't hear any sort of echoing do-do. You just hear it's thick.
So it's unclear what it's out of.
Yeah, but it's strong. And
how thick does it feel, like, from the knocking on it and then like the sound that it makes and such?
From your roll, well, especially in comparison to you, Ariel, big. Like, it doesn't have a handle either. And you get the impression this might be less of a door and more of a stopping point. And it may be something that gets pulled back or removed. And in comparison to your tiny little pixie body, it is huge.
Is it made out of stone, or is it made out of metal?
Potentially an odd combination of both.
Sorry?
Potentially an odd combination of both. It definitely has metal engravings up it. Again, with this sort of flames and things. I've shared you a picture, and that is what the runes upon it look like. Arissa, they are not written in a language you can comprehend. Do the stupid thing, the chat is saying. Do the stupid thing. Pixie might die.
Yeah.
Still do the stupid thing.
Well, yeah, the thing is, Cass also has a shadow form, so she could try to pass the door as well. Is that what you're thinking of, Aaron?
Oh, I'm thinking. Wait, does this?
Sorry,
work?
thinking of what?
I cast Flicker on myself.
Okay.
It is almost literally the spell Blink, which means that I get to teleport now every 6 seconds.
Okay.
I teleport through the door.
Well, you try to.
Okay. Yeah, I actually have this page in front of me. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay.
I also linked it for you.
Excellent. Just remind me how far it can go on its or like the first time you move. Because it's loading for me.
Normally it's 10 feet, but because I picked 3 spells from this, it is actually 15 feet from me.
Okay. Ariel, you cast it and start to fly forwards, and you fly towards the door, intending to flicker through it, and a magical resistance stops you midair, and you get bounced backwards towards the rest of your party, taking 10 points of force damage. And at this point, I'm going to stop the recording and start the second one. I shall return